Hey, what's going on, everybody? Not too much going on today. It's the weekend of the Sunday. Dealing with a lot of bullshit with my disability and stuff. So haven't been having a good week. But a countdown is to go back to work is next Sunday. So a week from today, I'll be going back to my night job, and then Monday I'll start the day shift. Back to the grind, as they say. Then of course it's Wrestlemania weekend. I think Titus leaves Wednesday to go down there, and he's going to be doing some of those shows in the area. Wrestlemania weekend. I'll be probably at the house on Saturday, Sunday, watching it with Salem and Bishop. There is a big card show in the Bay Area that I wanted to go to, but because my disability hasn't been coming in, I don't think I'll be able to financially go. I mean, I have some money, but I don't want to waste it on not wasting on cards, but until I get my first check at work, so I might have to bypass that one. But anyways, man, I was watching some YouTube stuff, and I always get pissed off when I watch these fucking guys with these YouTube shows on wrestling. And the guy was giving an explanation of the difference between wrestlers from a long time ago and wrestlers today. And mind you, this is some guy who's probably 23, 24 years old. Never been a wrestler. He's just a fucking podcast guy or vlog guy or whatever. And, he was sitting there with the AEW sweater on. So, of course, he's an expert on wrestling and the way it goes. And his take on it was that, the old guys are just, grumpy. They never wanted to do nothing in the ring. And, every stereotypical thing you say about the old vets back in the day. And it's about show, and all they wanted to do was just make a show out of everything, and there was no athleticism, yada yada yada. Couple problems I have with this is, first off, the fucking Mark. He's a Mark. He doesn't know if you haven't been a wrestler with longevity and in both those similar eras, you shouldn't be speaking on shit you don't know about or didn't do. You're just going off of what somebody told you or a rumor or story you hear, and as we all know, those are the wrong things to do. It's a lot of these podcast guys or vlog guys, everything they say is just a repeat of what Meltzer said, which is fine because, Dave knows your shit. But if you're just repeating what he says when he's wrong, or if he is wrong, you need to come clean and say, hey, I fucked up, I didn't do it. But if you're just repeating what he said, why would I watch you and not him? He's the first-hand or second-hand information. You're like third or fourth-hand information. So anyways, my whole outtake on this is, it's, with these two different generations, I had the privilege of being on the ass end of the older vets, and then now I'm the older vet in the locker room. The biggest thing I've seen and I've noticed about the two eras, and I think is the deciding factor or the distinct factor between both of them, is back in the old days, in the day, maybe 70s, 80s, early 90s. It was about, the fuck was that? It was about making money and making a living. And these guys, a lot of times, they wrestled because they didn't have jobs. And it was, it was what they did to make money. They were gone on the road for weeks at a time and, living it, man. And, fame was a byproduct of being good at what you do. And it was about making a living and making money. Is really what the whole wrestling world was about back then. Nowadays, it's about the fame. A lot of these guys don't care about getting payouts, about making their money back or using it to make a living. They're doing it to get likes on YouTube and fucking tweets about them and becoming friends with the fans and just doing a lot of things that it's not what the wrestling business should be about, and that's why it's what it is today, which is a shell of its former self. It's not wrestling, and I mean, I'm sure the guys from the 60s will say what I did in my day wasn't wrestling, as every generation differs. But now it's nobody cares about payouts. I go to shows now, and there's guys who are getting paid $0 or $20, and they're happy as long as they get themselves over on the show. And when I ran SPW, I was paying people $20. That was almost 20 years ago, and that was a shitty payout back then. So imagine what it is now. Nowadays, with this administration, $20, I just put it in and I didn't even move the stick on my gas. So. But promoters are doing it and guys are letting them do it, so it's on them. But the biggest thing I noticed is now it's not about money. It's about likes and tweets and people telling them how great they are And it's a shame, it's a shame that these kids are doing this stuff to their bodies, not getting paid. I try to smarten kids up to that and tell them when a promoter puts you on a flyer, he should pay you for that. He's using your likeness to sell tickets. Now, if you're on flyers and the crowds are shitty, it's your fault. You haven't given people a reason to come watch you, so it's your fault you're not drawn. And the promoter too, he's got to get out there and promote. But if you have a fan base, well, you should be able to bring people in. But nowadays, a lot of guys don't give a shit about the quality of show they're on. Most guys open up a company just so they can have somewhere to wrestle because nobody else wants to hire them. So then they open up a company, and what do? They hire guys who are shitty, not working anywhere too, and then you got a shitty product. And, eventually they'll build up to 30, 40 people. Their family comes and watches them, and, and that's cool for them, but don't act like you're doing this for the good of wrestling and all this bullshit, because it's not. You're just doing it to mark out for yourself. So that's what I'm saying. The biggest thing I've seen generational wise is back then guys did it to make a living and feed their families. Now guys are doing it to feed their egos. And I wish more guys nowadays would use it as a business and a way to make money. Not even a lot of people have merch. Fuck, some people, all they have is merch. Some people have merch before they even wrestle, but that's what the business is about. It's about making money doing this, because doing this shit to our body for cheap or free isn't worth it. And as far as the show aspect goes, and people say they're just about show, for you to say that really fucking shows your ignorance, because if you watch wrestling today and you see some of the shit that's going on and you want to tell me that that's not just for a show, Ziggy Dice, who's a fucking good dude, he does magic tricks during his fucking match. Fucking Orange Cassidy wrestles with his hands in his pockets. It's fucking, that's just part of wrestling. Those things have a spot on every show, so you can't just say that back then in the old days it was about just the show aspect of it, because that's what a lot of it is right now. It's about doing things that people know. I mean, people know the curtains pull back, that it's not real, that it's fake or whatever, and people doing shit to feed into that and making it worse, So the YouTube guys, they just fucking piss me off, and I always get caught up into it, and I watch it, and I just get fucking pissed off, because guys like that are what's killing the business. People like that who are using a couple of the fucking wrestling terms and think they can speak carny and think they know shit. It's just fucking ridiculous to me. Anyways, man, like I was just saying, it's back in the old days it was to make a living. Now it's more to make the fame, which that's your thing. There's a lot of famous guys, right now wrestling on the circuit, indie circuit, who have to have regular jobs and who fucking barely making money to get home. And that's on them. There's a couple other guys who are making a good living doing it. So just take a step back, man, and realize that what you do, there's worth to it. And if there's not, then you've got to find a way to get better. So don't let promoters use you and take advantage of you. Stay loyal to the people that were loyal to you. And just remember, man, that there's there's generational things that go on that you need to respect from both sides, man. The old guys need to respect the new guys and the way they're handling business, and the new guys need to respect and learn from the old guys on the way they handle business. Last thing I'll end on is, just because they're an old guy doesn't mean they're a vet. There's a lot of old guys running around who never wrestle or wrestled once in a while, or who are basically like guys who just did nothing in the business, but they hung around, hanger honors as I call them, and they're thinking they're vets tuteling the new group, So that's just find out who the real vets are, man, and look at their body of work and take advice. Anyways, man, I'm going to get out of here. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll try to get more content up as soon as I can. I got to get in here to the chiropractor and hit the gym. Talk to you later.